host for the day, Yvonne Ryle, and we're going to be talking right now with Eric, who is head of marketing.
Good morning.
I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but we know we have the gala coming up, and we have a big event coming up. So what do you want to talk about, Eric?
I don't know. We were talking about your apartment. Everybody wants a patio. You know,
Right.
Everybody wants a patio or a balcony, and I don't see people using their patio and balcony. Do
Oh,
you?
I use mine all the time.
Yours is a patio?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, now the weather's nice,
Yes.
so it's good. And we were talking about the gala,
Yes.
and that I didn't order the bear and the ostrich for dinner.
You didn't?
No, yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
because they weren't offering it. But I think I've got the duck or something like that. It'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
But you're going to miss out.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So we have an event coming up in sales October 6th.
Right.
And you know about that because
Yes, I
your
do.
group was displaced because of it, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, what
It
group was that?
It's the Quilt, Stitch, and Chat.
Quilt, Stitch, and Chat.
Yes.
And you moved to we upgraded you to a larger room.
No.
Oh.
There were no larger rooms.
Oh, where are you going
But we're all right.
Where are you going to end up?
We're going to end up in your conference room.
Oh, in our conference. You've been in there before.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's lovely in there.
It is lovely,
Yeah.
just a little small.
So this is our second biggest event of the year, so we really appreciate your flexibility. It's October 6th. Well, you know that.
Yes.
And we're expecting hopefully over 200 potential future residents to show up.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we're going to do some classes with Anna about downsizing and selling your house. We're featuring, I think, about 15 resident groups. Actually, you could do your Quilt, Stitch, and Chat in the lobby, and you could be one of our featured groups.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
We take up a lot of room, though.
Yeah, okay. So this is a chance for future residents to kind of see the vibrant nature of this community and talk to some of the resident groups. Because I think people are surprised before they live here that the residents can run all their own activity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you know that before you moved here?
Yes.
Oh.
I thought that was a big selling point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's that way everywhere.
No,
at
it isn't. It
other
isn't.
communities.
No, it isn't.
Because I thought we'd have, remember Julie on the Love Boat, and she had the clipboard and the whistle, and she was in charge of activities? Like we'd have like 20 Julies running around
Right.
planning stuff, and then we'd be trying to convince you to join in on the
Right.
bingo game. And,
Right.
But the residents run everything. So yeah, I think the customers like that. So
Gives us a chance to feel like maybe we can still give something to the community, even though we've aged.
yeah, it's crazy how busy people are.
Oh, it is. And things all happen at the same time.
Right?
So you have 5 things you want to go to, and they all meet at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you should get control of those groups and have them change your schedule up. You know, other thing I'm amazed at, I thought that every day would be like a Saturday around here. Like every day when you're retired, every day's a weekend. But it's not that way. Midweek, there's all this activity going on.
yeah.
And then when I'm here on a weekend occasionally, it's so quiet. And there's not a lot of group activities going on.
No, because people are with their families.
Yeah. So it's just like you're working again, except
Pretty
you're not
much.
getting paid for it. It's perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. As my grandkids said, it's sort of like being on a college campus, but you don't have to go to class
Right?
or get graded.
Yeah. My mother said I had no class.
Oh,
I don't know what she meant by that.
I don't know either.
So, but I remember when I was meeting with Doug Johnson and Leona, and their son came to visit from Colorado, and I asked him, this was before they moved in, and of course they already knew so many residents, and I asked the son, I said, so what did you think about this place and what you thought it would be? He goes, no, this is like a college campus. It's exactly what he said. And I tell people, you know, that when I tell future residents, you know, that a lot of my friends are from college. Those are the years when I was meeting lots of people, and that's what I see here. Residents move in, and they're meeting people at this pace
Sure.
that they haven't in a long time,
Right.
and doing a lot of things maybe they haven't done in a long time.
Right.
So,
Certainly gives you the opportunity to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I know I've never done TV work before,
you know,
and started out behind the camera and ended up here.
we're moving up.
I
Where
guess.
do they put us next?
I don't know.
I don't want to know. So with a big event October 6th, our fall open house, we're hoping to get a lot of reservations. We're having a great year.
Good.
We're right on track with our occupancy as usual. We have a few more apartments available than we would like. And I feel like I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but we have a number of studios, little one-room studios. And there's a market for that.
I understand those are pretty good size. I've
Well,
never actually been in one.
They range from about 400 to 575 square feet. And for the right person, it's great because you don't have to put in a lot of money on your deposit.
Right.
Your monthly fee's lower. There's less space to clean.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah.
So we just have to find the right customer. And then we have 12 one-bedroom apartments that are also, we don't have a waiting list for these apartments. There's 1,200 people on our waiting list, but nobody's waiting for a one-bedroom or a studio right now.
Well, when people are moving from a 3 or 4 bedroom house, they
Yeah.
can't imagine living in a 1 bedroom.
No.
And what I usually tell people when I'm talking with them is go home and look and see what rooms you really use, and they'll find out they use their living room or great room,
Right.
their kitchen, and their bedroom.
We should,
What else do you need?
I don't know, we should record this and show it to our customers. We are recording this. Maybe I'll
Yes.
show this episode to our
Yes.
customers. So, yeah, it was interesting. I was talking to David and Irene Hall, and they were saying, I wish we had known this or thought about this earlier before we got here, because they just assumed they'd be doing all their entertaining in their apartment.
Oh, yeah, and they don't.
No, they're entertaining in the restaurant
Sure.
or out in the lobby or the public space. He said, think of it like you're moving into a 2 million square foot mansion, which is Greenspring, and your apartment is your guest quarters.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty good. So I had another good quote. I'll just share my quotes.
Yes.
These are resident quotes. I might write a book about it. We'll put a resident quote book together. Was Chuck Harding, who moved in a couple of years ago, and he said, moving to Greenspring is an opportunity to make your world bigger, not smaller.
Okay.
Bigger in terms of the opportunity to meet people, the opportunity to learn new things, the opportunity to be more active.
That's right.
Which is opposite of what a lot of people might think
Yeah,
when
well,
they
you're
first
not
look at
tied
us.
down to maintenance of a house,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of advantages.
yeah. But the social aspect, I think, was the big thing he was talking about. And a lot of people that might be sitting home and they're spending too much time watching TV. I should move here. I watch too much TV. So anyway, that was all very interesting. So we learned a lot from the residents in terms of how to present the community to future residents. And of course, at our events, we have over 100 resident ambassadors that help us with events.
Sure.
Have you helped us with any
Yes,
events?
I have.
What do you do at our events?
Sometimes it's greetings. Sometimes I used to show the apartment, but
Oh, yeah.
now that I have one of the older ones, it doesn't show well.
You don't think it shows well?
No,
Oh,
not at all.
You should get that fixed up and then call us.
Well,
No, I'm kidding.
when they decide they're going to do their 10-year updo, which is
How long-
now I've been here 11 and a half years.
11 and a half years. Well, let's see. If you've
It'll
been
be
here 11
another
and a
year or
half
two.
and you need to be here 10 years, how long do you have to wait for that?
Another 2 years.
Well, that would be 13 years. They should call it like a 13-year refresh.
Right.
No, I'll talk to General Services about that. I don't know how that works. But we do. We actually need more people that are willing to show their apartments. So we're
I
working
used to
on.
really enjoy it and
Yeah.
visit with the people who came through. Met some interesting people.
It's a big deal. I've heard, and I think I've said this on the show before, that there are communities out there we compete with that don't let the residents talk to the future residents.
Oh, my word.
What does that tell you?
Well, it'd be a little suspicious, I think.
Yeah. And so, we tell them, and I think we build a good relationship with the customers, but it's not until they connect with the resident that I think they really get a grasp of
Right.
what the world is like here.
Right.
So we're always looking for more people to help us with events. And we're also love to talk to residents about referring future residents to us. Did you know that we pay residents?
I keep trying to talk my daughter and her husband into coming, but they
They don't want to.
no, they don't want to come this far from their church and friends.
Where do
so-
they live?
They live in Herndon,
Oh.
so
Oh my gosh, you have to take a train and a plane, I think, to get here from
that's
Herndon.
right.
So, well, we'll keep working on them. How old is I won't ask your daughter. How old is your son-in-law?
He's 70,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So,
And she's old enough to come.
yeah. Oh, we have people that move here from Herndon.
I know.
You know. But do you know how much we pay a resident for
Yes,
referral?
$500.
$500. If you give us a name that's not already in our database, you got to come down to the sales office and tell us. And Lauren works with this program, and they move in within a year. You get $500. That's pretty good, and it's a lot less. Now that's community money going back to a resident. So some people say residents don't want the money. Think that's true?
I don't think so.
We spend a lot. I'll tell you this: we spend a lot more than $500 as a community. Because I'm entrusted to spend some community dollars to keep this place full. So we spend more than $500 per resident to get someone to move in here. In all the marketing that we do and the advertising. So if it's a resident, you know somebody.
Sure.
Plus, they're probably more likely to move in anyway because they know you.
It could be.
We had an event last Friday, and I asked the group, and there was 80 people in the audience. I said, how many of you know a resident of Green Springs? Show of hands. And it seemed like almost all the hands went up. And I said, I bet your friends are telling you good things about Green Springs. And they're going, yeah. I said,
Well,
yeah, go
it
ahead.
seems like so many people who are moving in are coming from the local area.
Yeah,
And they're very familiar with Green Springs.
yeah, absolutely. We have a good reputation.
Yeah.
So I pointed out that, your friends that live here like it. I said, because the people that don't like it at Green Spring, their friends didn't show up today.
Yeah.
So they like that.
Right.
But everybody likes it here.
Yeah.
I asked a resident once, she says, everybody likes it here. She goes, is that the people that were put here?
That's true.
I said,
There are some people who were forced to come here,
forced by their family? Yeah.
and they're not very happy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be happy anywhere.
Yeah. We try to stay focused on the resident when that happens. And, the kids are important, but the resident's more important. The kids aren't moving here.
Yeah.
But we don't like when they drop them off the doorstep.
Right.
Unless they want to be here.
Right.
So that's unfortunate that happens. So we do want to encourage people to think about who do they know in their friends, family, like you're thinking about your daughter, in their church, in outside clubs, of who might want to move here. And means a lot to the community.
It does. It does.
So did you fill out your survey yet?
I did. It's in the mail.
People often wonder, why do you do the survey?
I do the survey in order to let my opinion be known. And certain things that I particularly like and certain things that I'd like to see changed.
And we were talking about this earlier because there's about 20% of residents that traditionally don't fill out the survey.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
I don't understand why they don't fill it out.
Well, I think some people sometimes think nobody's going to pay attention to what I say anyway. And so they think it's a waste of time.
Right.
And other people say, I'm perfectly happy, so why should I bother?
Right. So those are the ones that, first of all, I can tell you that the board takes the survey very seriously, and they hold Erickson accountable to the results. And we get a lot of pressure all year making decisions to say, and working with the resident council to make sure we're doing the right thing, because we're trying to keep the residents happy. From my perspective, if the residents aren't happy, they're not going to tell their friends about it, and we're going to have a hard time bringing people in.
Right.
So
we do need all of those reservations. So, those surveys.
Yeah.
So if you haven't filled out your survey, please do so, even if all you do is check 5 all the way down, because we need to know what you think, so that things can be changed if they need to be changed, and we can pat a few people on the back.
Yeah. Well, you think about changing things. So if, because we were saying it, when I was in the hotel business, it was the complainers, right, that fill out their comment cards the quickest, because they got something to change maybe.
Right.
But what if there's a whole bunch of things that we're doing great, and the people that love what we're doing don't fill out the survey?
Never say a word.
Then the complainers may get their way, and now something changes for the worse. I'm not saying that would happen, but that's why we want to encourage people that, especially the ones that just think everything's great, they need to do this too.
But please fill them out and make your comments. And we thank you so much for coming, Eric.
Did we eat up all our time already?
We did already.
Oh my gosh. Can I come back next month?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
I'll look forward to it.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a look at a little video that is